Okay, cool. So I've fed my cat. I'm all set. There's not going to be any meowing cat in this video. So here we go. We got a side quest to take care of in Couchland. Um, we're going to look at how to declare um, conditional fields in the admin panel. Now, a conditional field is going to be something where it only shows up under a certain condition in the admin panel, which is really helpful for um, if you have something where you don't want to show all the fields to your client or your administrator of the site um, for every single entry that they're making. Now, this would, it doesn't always come in handy, or it doesn't always come up, but it does come up in some places like this, events. Um, so let's say you're building a calendar and you've got to keep track of events. In the events template here, I made a template. I made it clonable, and um, let's actually go over to our notes. It's a lot simpler here. So an event can be made up. This is how we're defining the event type. It's either going to be a one-time event or a recurring event. If it's a one-time event, it's going to have a date. If it's a recurring event, it's going to have a start date, an end date, and it's going to have a type of recur, which is monthly or weekly. It'd be nice if we didn't have to show all these fields, right, in the admin panel every time you create an event. So like if you were making a recurring event, you'd have to like ignore this field and then put this field and that field. Um, Instead of doing that, we're going to make this a smart um, form here by using some conditional logic. So let's get into it. We're going to have to store the input in a sense here. So like as the site administrator is selecting the options here in the type, let's go over here and see what that looks like. So I'm in here and I'm like, okay, I'd like this to be a one-time event, right? Now, if it's one time, I want these to be gone. If it's recurring, I want this to be gone. So I'm here, I'm selecting it. We're gonna keep tabs on what's selected here, and how we can do that is we can create a function, func, and normally you would give the name of the function. So like if you were creating a function to reuse in your project, you'd give it the name here. That's my function name. I do stuff in here, and then I might call that function later on to run that code. Now in this case, we're actually going to store the result of this function in a variable, which you can do using this interesting little parameter that starts with an underscore called into. And what that'll do is it'll put the value of that function into this variable. Now you need to store the condition of a one-time selection and the condition of a recurring selection. So I like to call mine like one-time condition. And then my other function will be named like recurring cond. In addition to the name of the variable that you're going to store this value in, we also need to grab some of the existing parameters. So this is important too. So this has to come after whatever variables you're trying to gather. Okay, so like if this were up here, nothing's available yet. So if you were to say like type, and try to pass that value in here, it's not going to catch it because it happened afterward. This is PHP. So So yeah, as long as you put it afterward, and also you might like indent. I kind of like to indent things if they're related to the thing above it. Now what I'm doing here, I'm not passing it a value right here, which means it's going to take the value that's being given to it, right? So it's going to be whatever's there, and I think you can see where this is going. If I say now if the type equals one time, right, we're going to do something in here. Now this is the value that we're storing into this variable here. The value is going to be show. So if it's a one-time condition, we're going to show this. Else, we're going to hide it because there's only two values, so we can just say else. We'll make another one of these for the recurring. Recurring, and then we're going to, that's going to do the same thing. If it's recurring, show it. So now we've made two variables here. That is a recurring condition and one-time condition. What we can do now is we can use another parameter here called not active. Now, not active is going to basically, if you pass in a value that says show here, it'll say like this is how I think of it. I think the wording here is a little hard to grasp, but this is how I think of it. The editable tag is saying, are we not active? Are we active or are we not active? And then you're like, no, we're active. So if it comes back as show here, then we're going to be active. If it comes back as hide, then it's not going to be active. Okay. So we stored that in these variables in the function, right? So now, just like if we were to say like show, right, it would show that. We're going to put it right there as a variable. Notice it's not in apostrophes here. It is a variable, right? We're passing that variable to this parameter, right? It's not a string called one-time cond, right? It's the variable of whatever happened here, right? So yeah, basically we want this date to show up if it's a one-time cond. That sounds good. And then we want the start date to show up if it's a recurring cond. All right. Now we need to apply that here and here. Oh man, it was going to be so cool. Can we do it? No. Oh, maybe it's because there's a, yeah. All right. I was trying to be all hip. Didn't work out. All right. So now we've got it set up. We've got it to where the date is only going to show up if it's a one-time cond. Is it not active? And then it's like, well, it's going to be active if it's a one-time cond. So I know it's a little confusing. I don't know. I feel like the wording here could have been maybe a little more clear. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. I don't know. But here it's like not active, and then it's active if it's a recurring cond. So we're good. So we're show it here, right? I hope that makes sense. That's about the best I can do with this. All right, and then you just you get used to this over time. All right, so that should all be good to go now. And yeah, okay, so we're saved. We're going to go over here. We're going to view the events template so that we catch the changes that we just made. We'll close that. We'll refresh, and look at that. So we now, if you're the site administrator, you come in here and you're like, all right, I'm going to make an event. It's a one-time event. Cool. Maybe they're like, oh, I want it to be a recurring event. Cool. It got rid of the date. Awesome. This is so so much better for clients. So yeah, that's how you do it. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.